Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
And I'm here with Tonya Hall. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Jason?
I'm doing awesome. We were kind of taking a look at your gadget, you know, while other things were getting set up, and we were all placing bets on what it actually is. So lucky you get to tell us.
I get to tell you. Well, okay, so I don't know, maybe a couple of months ago, we went through a pretty scary natural situation, natural disaster.
The earthquake. Is that what you're talking about?
The earthquake here, you know, and we had a little shake-a-thon here at the brick house.
One way to put it.
That's one way to put it. And it's at 3. It happened at 3 o'clock in the morning, or 3:20, or something like that. And it got me thinking, you know, what do you have if for some reason, because in Sonoma and Napa the lights went out, right? So there was no electricity. Well, this is it's the Champ 10-in-1 home portable survival light stick. Okay. So there you go.
Kind of looks like the kind of wand you know at the airport, and make sure that you aren't carrying any weapons. So it's a light stick.
It's a light stick. It's actually also an AM/FM radio.
Oh, nice. And
it has the NOAA weather radio, so you can actually get weather radio even without AM and FM stations. So,
excellent.
It's got actually something else that I find really interesting. It's got a solar charge here. You can,
excellent. So you could almost like keep this in your car.
Keep it in your car.
Although I guess if it's in your car, you probably have it stored away and it's not gathering a whole lot of solar energy. And
it's got a rechargeable battery. So it's got a it comes with this cord right here, which, you know, probably a lot of people have laying around, which has got the USB and micro cable. So you charge it, and it actually could be a substitute as a phone charger. So if for some reason you need to charge your phone, you could use this in place of that. It's got a flashlight here.
Wait a minute. You could use this to recharge your phone?
That is correct.
Oh, that's pretty nice. Do you know the size of the battery that happens to be in there, or?
I don't.
Just out of curiosity. Well, I'm just wondering, like, how much charge it would give to your phone, but even a little bit in an emergency situation might be enough for you to make that call.
Exactly. And so there's 2 lights. So make that call. Exactly. There's 2 lights. There's this desk light, which they kind of advertise, which actually is a big part of it. And that's operated here on this little dial. It's got a dimmer, so you can see. You can.
Very nice.
And it has a light on the bottom where there's a switch right here. And you just turn that on. So there's 2 flashlights, which is kind of neat that it does have a dual purpose. So if you wanted to, you know, use this on your desk, it actually does have a purpose, and it's bendable. So if you're trying to do something and get to a certain angle, maybe you do carry it in your car, you could, you know, maneuver it a little bit. It's also got an alarm, which, you know, press that button right there. Hold it down.
Oh, I'm scared. Do I hold it down? Oh, okay. All right.
I don't know. That was fun. And
place people under arrest.
And so turn off the lights here. And if you notice, this did flash. So if you had to set up alarm, you could.
Sure.
The other thing that it does is it's got a magnet on the bottom. So if you needed it to be sturdy on your car, you could set it up.
So you could get in and work on the engine or whatever you happen to need to stick it to in order to have your workspace. Nice.
And it has a crank as well, so you can charge it this way.
It's kind of a big deal, that right there.
Yeah, so I think these are a good idea to have.
Yeah.
And if you do use it on your nightstand, you could, you know, when the earthquake, I woke up. And, you know, if the lights had gone out, I mean, they didn't here in Petaluma, but they did in Napa and Sonoma. And if they had, you know, 15,000 people lost their power. So this would have been something that would have been coming real handy. And I could have easily gone outside. It also has an alarm. So if something happened and I needed to notify people, it's kind of a neat little tool there.
Excellent. Yeah, I know at least at our house, like we have a bunch of flashlights and they're all, you know, they all have batteries and everything like that.
Yeah.
But in the case of an emergency, knowing where they are in order to use them.
Exactly.
So probably, you know, bedside might not be a bad place for that, especially because it can act as a lamp as well.
And it doesn't just sit there and collect dust and waiting for a chance to be used in an emergency. You could actually use it on your desk. So it could be something that you use on an ongoing basis.
All right. So what do you think? What are some of the pros and cons?
So I would say there are actually more pros than cons. It's I like the solar capability that you can actually, you know, you don't have to have electricity. You could recharge it if need be via solar. I like that it does alternate as a phone charger in case you need one, because that would be the time that you actually need to make that phone call, provided you have cell service.
Yep.
And that you can use it. It has a multi-purpose. There's so many things that you buy for survival stuff, and I'm a little guilty of that. I have lots of survival stuff.
Well, I'd rather have lots of it than not enough of it, I
But
suppose.
most of it's stuff that you're never going to take out of the bag. You're never
Sure.
going to use it. This is something you could actually use, and it will be somewhere you know where it is because you can just grab it and go with it.
Right. The beauty of it is if you're using it up until then, that means it's plugged in, fully charged, ready to go when something happens.
And what I did was just to test the battery life on it. It lasted 4 hours on a full charge, which isn't bad. But as far as a con goes, the con is because this is a rechargeable battery, you can't actually put batteries in it. So if you had disposable batteries and you wanted that as an option, that's not an option. That's really the only con that I had. It's not a real rugged design. I don't think that's their goal. I think their goal is to be a little more sleek and that sort of thing. But
Functional.
But I liked it. It's about $70. Which is fair. And most of the ones that were also $70 who had the radio and all the other bells and whistles did not have the solar capabilities.
Okay.
So
Excellent. Looks fantastic. So you'd say buy, I'm assuming.
I would say buy.
All right, cool. This is the Champ Survival Light Stick. And yeah, it's nice light stick as far as light sticks go, although I have not many to compare them to.
And if you have a child, it could be.
No, believe me, if that was in the house, it would get used for many things, not just emergencies, and it wouldn't be me using it. It would definitely be my kids. So, well, there you go. Champ Survival Light Stick, a buy from Tonya.